Alright, fellow YouTubers, Caleb Crick, Double Toast with 2, here bringing a review this time on the Target exclusive Star Wars Black Series Poe Dameron and Riot Control Stormtrooper review. Okay, and here on the box, as you can see, it's a window box effect, so you can see on the inside, you see here's Poe with a better face than the other one, and you can see here he has a helmet, you see a nice cool gun he comes with, you see the Riot shield, looking pretty cool, and you do see here, I'm not quite sure what that's used for yet, but the First Order Stormtrooper has a few more, so now I have 3 of them. And on the right side of the box, it says Poe Dameron, First Order Riot Control Stormtrooper, and it's all red as usual for the Black Series with the scratch there. And here on the other side, you can see the First Order Stormtrooper Riot Control through the plastic right there. And the rest of the box is black, and at the bottom it just says Poe Dameron, the Stormtrooper. On the back of the box, it says Star Wars Black Series. And for Poe Dameron, it reads, an ace pilot, Poe Dameron is a leader in the Resistance fight against the evil First Order. He soars in the battle behind the controls of a modern X-Wing fighter. And for the Stormtrooper, it says, armed with specialized weapons, the First Order Riot Control Stormtrooper are trained to subdue crowds in the most ruthless, efficient manner possible. And here's the rear VIP. There's Disney right next to Hasbro. Alright, so that's a quick look at the box. So now let's go ahead and look at the actual figures. Alright, and here they are out of the box. I really do love my Poe Dameron. I actually took the other one I had back that I did a review on because I couldn't get over the face and decided to give this one to be better. And I want another Stormtrooper. Though this one, the feet are really kind of stupid on this one compared to the First Order ones that just came in a single packet. But anyway, now let's take a closer look at the figure starting with Poe. Alright, and a closer look here is Poe Dameron. As you can see here, they do have kind of the style that they had on Finn, which is really cool. And he does have a really cool helmet and gun, so let's take a closer look. So here first we have the cool helmet he came with. I kind of like this one more than the other one. I do like the white lines they did here, and it's very good. It's not sloppy, it's not messy, except for a little bit right there, but you can't even really tell it. But I do love how that came out. You see here they have a lot of symbols there on the side, so that looks really cool. And this right here is like the symbol right there. I should know that symbol, but I can't think of it. It's like it's a sticker, but it's not. I'm trying to see if it'll peel off, but that's not a sticker. That's just how it looks. And there's even a little logo right there with the circle and the lines. That looks okay. On the inside, you can see it's kind of yellow, and some of the white paint did get onto there. And as you can see, they did an awesome job on putting the metal clip there that he was talking to. The visor looks very nice, and it is a little see-through, so that's also a good point. And I do love how clean the black is and how it's not actually, you know, like not leaking onto the white or to the blue. So whatever they did to do this helmet, they should use this on everything, or someone should tell Marvel Legends. And also, I do like how the yellow line came out. That looks very good. Even the detail there inside the 3 blue dots with the little black little Y looking, well, not Ys, but looking Vs came out very nicely. On the back, you can see they actually did put a little bit of a design and more markings on the back of it, and even some lines on this part. I can't wait to see how the actual prop looks in the film now for this helmet, because this looks really cool. But all around, good job on the helmet. Go Hasbro. Now, here we have the gun. The gun really does look good to me. I do love how they have the gray and then this goldish looking brown here. Even though you can kind of tell, it looks like they might have just took a paintbrush and kind of really shimmied it across here. I don't know if that's the right word for this, but I do love all the little mechanics that you can see in there. I do love how they did the small scope, and as you can see, there's some more on this side. So the design of how much gold is on each side, I'm guessing that's not gold. This could be dirt, or you know, he could have a gun that's dirty. I'm not quite sure. And mine was a little warped, but that's really easy to fix. But I do like the gun, and it does fit in his hand, which I'm going to show you right now. Here we have Mr. Poe, and here's his hand. What I do love about this weapon is that they have it where when you slide it in here, when it pops in there, I love how his finger is right there on the trigger. Like, I've never seen any figure that's that persistent. Usually this is connected to the metal part and there's a hole and you guys stick the finger through. But as you can see, even there, and it doesn't really fall out of his hand or anything, I do love how they did that. So it fits firmly in his hand, which is a very nice feature. Here from the other side, it does look like the finger is sticking out a little bit, but it's pretty cool how it's firmly in his hand now. Now, with the helmet, it's kind of like the other one. Basically, you take it, and when you push down on his head, like so, and I bring this down on top of him, there it is, completely covering, well, the upper half of his face, even though his lips and his nose are still exposed. So I do love how it covers the front, but just like the other one, as you can see in the back, it's still showing the bottom of his hair. So I kind of wish the helmet was made where it would go to the back of his neck, so all that was covered. But you know, I guess that's the design of it, but I do think that that looks cool. And I do love how you can actually see his eyes through there. So his eyes are, you can see that it's kind of see-through where the visor is, so that looks really cool. I do like that. So very nice little fashion. I kind of wish they would have included him with this helmet and with the black helmet that they included with the other one. But still very nice, Looks very cool with that pose. And so now we're going to look at the actual details in the figure. Now, you can tell in this figure, it would kind of seem like they used some of the same parts that they used on Finn, but it doesn't really show that. What I do like about this one is that it seems like you're able to move the arms a little bit more, even though the arms look like they're a little bit lower. And as you can see here, they did mess up on the paint a little bit. It's a little sloppy, but still it's not that bad. So now let's take a closer look at the face. So here, Poe's face does look way better than the one that was on the other one where he has on the actual suit. I do like how this one came out. You can tell this side actually doesn't look like the 5 o'clock shadow. Looks more like he took a marker and was about to do something with the tribe. So that does look a little weird. And as you can see, it even does stop there and it doesn't keep going, which also makes it look really different. Now, from the front, it does look pretty good, except for they did kind of mess up on his lips. So if you look here on this side, looks like his lips are peeling a little bit. I do not like that. Looks very messy. And he does have a small scar there on his forehead. And you can even see there at the top a little bit, some of the paint is dripping from the hair onto the face. So that could be done a little bit better. There's only one left when I went to get him, but just look at it closely before you buy it if you are lucky enough to get it in the store. As you can see here on the red, it's bleeding above the jacket. It's not where it's just supposed to be. And here you can see some of the dark is trying to go through the red on that side. So that's a little messy. That's those little things. The jacket looks very good, as does the hair, as you can see here. I do love the detail on the jacket. It's actually a nice color, and they do have some faded spots, which is pretty much a jacket that's been through some things. One thing that does kind of stick out are these little, I don't know what these are, like scrapes here and on the other side. Those were on my last figure, but you can't really tell. But I do love the extra shadowing effect they did on the jacket. I also love here on the side how they have these lines right here. Those look very good. You can see a lot of wrinkles going throughout the jacket. Not quite sure what that silver part is under the strip, but that looks nice too. His shirt is like glistening. It's like they used a gloss paint on it. I don't know why, but it's glossy. And here you can see more of the fading on the jacket. So it looks like it's a really cool jacket, but it's been through some things. And I do love how they even put the wrinkles on the inside of the shirt. Now, also how they did Poe with this figure is that he's really small. So when you move the jacket, you can see he does have a really small waist. And this right here, I was mad at first because I thought, was he about to break in half? But he's actually not. That's just part of the articulation, which I'll get into that a little bit later. I love a figure with articulation and detail, and this one is not disappointing right now. I do love even this extra detail on the side of the jacket with what looks like these little straps. And as you can see here on the belt, not really a design in there, but that did come out very good. Pants are a little bit more shiny with the brown, but as you can see, they did add in some kind of swamp green there at the knees. And unlike Finn's, his feet are different. Finn's shoes like had snow on them or something close to it, but Poe's doesn't. They are just black boots. So it seems like Poe's did not get his actual feet dirty. Instead, he got his knees dirty. I guess Poe likes to wear his clothes extra baggy because on the back where you can see the legs, they did add a lot of wrinkles in there. And you can also see that beautiful articulation. So I do like that the flesh tone on the face actually matches the flesh tone on the hand. And as you can see, they even tried to give him a vein there. Even though some of the paint on the jacket is bleeding onto the wrist there a little bit. Just a little bit. But still, that looks really good. So overall, I'm thinking the best part I'm liking about this figure is the jacket. Now I'm gonna tell you about some quick articulation. So basically, as you can see, the foot can go that far back. It can go that far forward. It can twist side to side. And this also is a double jointed knee, really cool. It can twist at the thigh, very nice. He can do a split of about that far, so not that far of a split. And even when you do a split, it makes his legs look a little warped, so be careful there. Jacket can move a little bit. It doesn't really affect his arms because his arms can still go completely around. His arms can go that far out. His arms cannot make a complete right angle, but they can go about that far, as you can tell. And also here on his waist, there is no ab crunch. I can't even really show you it, but it's not really ab crunch, but you can twist the waist, and the jacket does twist with kind of the stomach, not really the waist where it twists. They have it where it cuts right there, which to me is really smart. So no ab crunch, as I was saying, and the head can actually look that far down, so not that far down and not that far up, so the head can't really move. But overall, it is a pretty cool figure. I do like that it came with a helmet, and I do like that he actually can hold the gun. So they did a very good job on that, and I'm very happy with this figure. It looks so much better than the last one. If the best thing to do is if you could somehow get an extra suit body of the Poe that came in the Star Wars Black Series Wave 2. And if you could switch the heads out, that would probably help it out. But this figure is really awesome. So now let's look at the Riot Control Stormtrooper. Now, I am a huge fan of the First Order Stormtrooper that came in Wave 1, but I do like this one. I have two of those, and this one looks a little off because the legs are different. But first, we're going to look at the details, then we're going to look at the actual articulation for this figure. So, of course, first he does come with this mini, I guess you could call it a pistol blaster. Not that much detail in it, but it doesn't look that bad. And what I like about this one is that they of course have it where you can easily stick it on the side of the hole in his leg, and then it just stays there in place. So that's really cool. I do like that effect on there. And as you can see, one thing I'm seeing is that it's really hard to get him to stand too. It's like he's top heavy and his feet can't really hold it up. So you have to be careful when you're getting him to stand too. Next weapon is this cool blaster here that's a little bit bigger, kind of like an assault rifle to me. Once again, I do love how they put the scopes on their gun. Looks very cool. Not quite sure why this sticks out, if it's supposed to be where you can stick that in the leg or that's just the design of the weapon. And you can see it's just black, white with a little bit of gray, but I do like it. What's different is that this actually fits perfectly into this hand. So let me show you it. This goes in there like so, and you can stick the finger into the hole. So just like that, it does fit very good in there. And here's how it looks when he holds the gun from the other side. It doesn't look that bad at all. Now, I just watched a review by Glenn Webb. I'm still not quite sure how this is used, but I think he said something like they probably could ward off lightsabers or block lightsabers with this. So that's pretty cool. But I do like how they did this weapon. I do like the red light. I don't know if those are red lights or how that's supposed to be in there, but I do like the silver marks they put on it. This is the most detail I've seen on one of the actual weapons so far, because usually, I don't know, it just seems like it's a blur of black and gray and white, but this one has a little bit extra in there. Now, for some reason, this is held by this hand in the packaging, but when you take it out, it's not easy for him to hold in this hand, because that's the hand with the index finger extended. So what I actually did was, it's kind of better to take it and just put it in the right hand. And it's fit and it stays right there. So that's how I like to have it. And also what I'm seeing about this figure is that it's not so much I can get it to stand, but it just looks like they made it like bow-legged or something. Not quite sure that's the right term to use, but it just looks weird. But now let's look at the shield. First off, with the shield, I'm going to go on ahead and show this because it's already on there. I do love how it can pretty much stay on his hand. You don't have to worry about that moving that much. So it's really cool how it's on there. They did an awesome job on that. You see it just has a gray upside down triangle, little black there, and has the two laces that go around the arm. Now this part I actually thought was broken off. I thought that what happened here was someone had got one and the shield part had broken off, but these are actually supposed to be sticking out. So I'm interested to see how that would be used in the movie. I feel like these would be the screws to hold something else that was supposed to be on top of there. But now let's see if I can take it off. Okay, not quite sure how to take it off. When I go to pull on it and I want it to go through the loop, it gets stopped by the white part of his armor here. So I'm going to keep it on there. I already have two more without it, so he'll be the special one that will always have it on there. And I do think it looks cool, so that's a pretty cool extra feature. So now let's look at other things other than just the accessories and weapons. You can see I'm not that happy with the helmet. They really did a messy job on this one in particular. As you can see there's some black that's bleeding onto it. And even on this side, it looks dirty on the inside where the white's supposed to be. And there's even some scuffs there on the top. It is looking a little messy, even though I still like the design of this specific First Order Stormtrooper. Now, they did an awesome job with the armor. It does still have that glossy look to it. I love that. And also here on the side, you see they did a pretty good job with the black marks. What's up with all these scuff marks? Here on the forearm on the right side, there are more scuff marks. You know, I know it's white, and so I guess they have to be really careful when anything's going to show up. So I guess that's a pretty good reason. Now, it's kind of a weird design on the gloves. As you can see here, this is white. Underneath, that's black. And then there's more black here. So I'm wondering if this was really how they wanted it, or if this was just where they messed up the paint. So this is black underneath this pad, but then the rest of this hand is white, and the inside of the palm of the hand is white, which is a little different for the hand if you ask me. So right here, it does still look like they have some type of markings there on their arm, so I think that looks really cool. The chest plate doesn't look that bad. It doesn't even look dirty like how the head is looking. So it has that same chest piece. Inside is a torso piece. I like the design on that. And here you can see it's actually a different white used for the bottom. Like, this isn't glossy. It looks like this was painted. So that must be kind of like a rubber. And you see on the top there's a little black paint that's going onto the white of the belt, which is fine. I understand that. It doesn't look that bad. But, you know, that's just how it is. Once again, my source is Glenn Webb. He said that here on the back, this is where they would hold the lightsaber. Wondering if that's true, but that does look really cool. I do love how they have this little black dot here with the two little vent looking things on the side. I do like how that came out. You can see the reflection of my light off of the helmet is so glossy. I do like that, and to me that does help it to look clean. And there you can see the riot shield. Doesn't look that bad at all. You can see the black under, what would it be called? Under platelet. That's not the word, but I'm gonna use it. Under platelet, black underneath the actual armor right there. That doesn't look bad at all. And I do love, oh, there's a scuff again. I do love how it looks though on everything else. You can see they messed up on the paint a little bit on the lower buttocks where some white is going where the black is supposed to be. But past that, it doesn't look that bad. So it just looks very glossy. The thing that's really annoying is that you can't really get him to stand straight. He stands like he's about to fall over, and it seems like his legs are stuck to be in this position. The front, that's the best that I could get to look straight, but it just looks a little weird. Alright, that was a quick look at the details of this figure. If you want another review on it, I do have it because I did the First Order Stormtrooper, but now we're going to look into the articulation. So as you can see, the ankle can go that far back, that far forward. Not really an ankle pivot because of this little white part here is hindering it from really doing an ankle, well, half of ankle pivot. You can go about that far out and bring it back in. Here, he kind of has double jointed knees where until it runs into where the plastic is right there. No twist here at all. Is it? Yes, it is a twist. There's a twist. We have a twist in the thigh. There is a, oh, snap. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. Let's see if we can put it back on. There we go. All right, the leg goes back on. Okay. I don't like that at all. All right, I'm very disappointed. As you can see, the leg snapped off there. When I put it back on, it actually will come off because there's a line right here. So this actually shows here. So I'm going to pretty much be taking this back. You see the little gap there in the hole? It keeps snapping off, so that's very disappointing. Look at that leg. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to say it. They did a really bad job on these riot controls. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. Like, it shouldn't be this easy. It should have been, they should have did a better job to me on this. All the scuffs on it, but whatever. And then it has articulation in the arms. Let's hope they don't pop off. Twist is this much. They can bend right there. So they don't even bend to a right angle. I'm not going to do it any further because it might pop off too. This twist here and this wrist does pop. So very disappointing. This figure had a lot of potential, but I don't know if they got lazy on the parts. So I am very disappointed. And then all I did was try to use the articulation. Like this one, you can twist the thigh, and here that's why they put it in there for the articulation. But when I try to twist this one, it pops off, and this part is completely cracked, and you can see through there a little bit. You see that? That's ridiculous. So that looks dumb or really stupid. This doesn't happen that much, but I'm here to give you guys a review. And the reason I try my toys because I keep the receipt. So at least he can do ballet now, but he will be going back to the store, and they didn't have another one. So if I'm not able to get one, oh well, because this is ridiculous. But yeah, I do like the idea of him having the shield, and it stinks that his leg came off, and I'm going to have to return him, but oh well, things like that happen. But yeah, that is the end of this First Order Riot Control Stormtrooper. Alright, but this has been my review of the 2-pack Poe Dameron and Riot Control Stormtrooper. It just stinks because I really did like the Poe. The Poe came out very nice. Very cool how they decided to do that figure. But this one's pretty much done. So this has been a review by Caleb Craig Deadpool Toys 12. Hope y'all enjoyed it while you watched it, and I'll see y'all in future videos. Bye.
Leaving so soon? Alright, have a good day.